Three years ago, after the breakdown of her marriage to a city accountant, Jan Ruston, like Shirley Valentine, went off to start a new life in Cyprus, where she and her husband had a holiday home.
At the time, I felt I needed a bit of space, and initially I only wanted to go out like for a few months. I'm quite shy normally, but the first year I was there, I met this guy, Paul, in his twin brother's pub. I liked him, but nothing happened for a few months. But he used to ring me up, and then, just by pure chance, in a pub called Beanie's, he walked in the door, and he recognised me, and I recognised him. And that was really the start of the relationship. Even now, I still got a bit of a pull towards him. I mean, it seems strange now, after what he's done to me, but I was so in love with Paul.
I think Jane honestly thought that she would spend the rest of her life with him. And when she told me that she was HIV, I'll be honest, I went numb. I couldn't believe what she'd said. And I'm saying to her, but Jane, surely you're going to report him. He knows he's done it. He's never apologised. He's never said he was sorry. He's never shown any remorse at all.
It wasn't until she'd been in the hospital 2 or 3 weeks when we were actually told what was wrong with her.
It's so sort of devastating. I get upset when I think of it, you know.
Jan has now developed AIDS, and after several months in hospital is being cared for by her parents at home. Her cousin Sharon visits her regularly. Only 9 months apart in age, the cousins grew up together like sisters.
If you've got somebody who knows they're HIV, who have had people die because of their HIV, then if that person infects another, then there should be a law to stop them from doing it. Because my Jan, she shouldn't be dying now.
Wednesday's weather cloudy with some showers.
Hi, Uncle Vic.
Quite sunny in parts of North England and West Wales. And that's the news at 5 minutes past 8.
Oh, my life. You're sweet.
Oh, this is at Batterings. There's three.
Where?
There.
Oh, crikey, yeah. Yeah. I used to try to make up. You never used to wear much. I used to wear loads, didn't I? We wasn't into pubs or boys or anything. We just used to like to dance, and we liked clothes and makeup and normal things, you know. Tamla Motown, when it all come out. Loved to dance. And Jane was a good dancer. She could dance, and we danced the night away. Brilliant. Oh look, you've got your bikini on there, girl, look. That was Frinton.
Oh, yeah.
14 he was there, so 52, 62, 66. It'd be Bank Holiday Monday. We all steamed down to Southend, and the Kursaal used to be open then. And in the Kursaal there was this thing called the Crazy House. We'd all go steaming in there, boys, girls, a whole crowd of us. And we used to do what we called snogging. We used to go snogging. And we often used to talk about it and roll up with laughter, you know, because it was all so very innocent. We had no idea. There was nothing sexual about it whatsoever. It was purely go in there and how many blokes you could snog and how many girls the blokes could snog. I always thought, like, you know, when we were old, Jane and I would be the two old girls tottering up the high street towards Debenhams, go for our sort of afternoon tea, and perhaps at Christmas go up the West End and get our shopping. And always a dream, you know, that one day we would still be together, you know, when the children were grown up and we've got grandchildren of our own. A silly dream, but it's still a dream, and it won't happen now. Yeah. Happy days, weren't they, Jo? Eh? How long is it since you've been here?
2 years. 2 years since I last came. And this has changed so much. None of this.
Sharon has come to pack up Jan's house and to see what recourse to the law Jan may have in Cyprus.
This is it.
She loved that man. He infected her with the deadliest virus known to man. He's done that. He knows he's done it. He should stand trial for that and be brought to book for that.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Don't feel like Jan's at all. So empty.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Hell. Nothing. You look so solemn. You've got nothing much to smile about, have you?
Really.
No.
Is it better having her at home now?
Oh, yes, yeah, yes. I think she was beginning to fall out with me because she thought I'd put her into hospital and, you know, she desperately wanted to come home.
This is what she was like. Looks much like that now, though. Beautiful hair. Perhaps she'll let me have this. Perhaps she'll give it to me. Let me have it.
In the course of a day, Jeanette has to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, so she'll have 31 tablets a day, counting those, in the course of a day. And it's rather a lot.
Soon after she arrived in Cyprus, Jan met Pavlos Georgiou. He was a local fisherman and boat builder. He told Jan that he was looking after his 4 children as he was separated from his wife, who was ill with cancer in Britain.
I was with some friends in a pub called Archway, which is his brother's pub, and he sort of conned me out of my phone number, you know, like they do.
What was the first thing you noticed about him?
How attractive he was.
20 years being married to someone is a long time, and you need time to adjust and sort yourself out. Jan had never had many boyfriends at all. I mean, she was quieter than me in that respect, more reserved.
George, what would you like?
Sadie Sinclair, manager of an English pub in Cyprus, became a close friend of Jan's.
We used to go to bouzouki clubs together after work. We'd have a lot of fun trying to Greek dance. We'd go to Nicosia and try the clubs there because the people are more open and more friendly, and we see the other side of life. The village Cypriots is different from the city Cypriot, so we, we'd go there to Greek dance and we wouldn't make a fool of ourselves quite so much.
First time up in Cyprus.
Are you enjoying it?
It was a few months before I actually met Pavlos. He's a real big ladies' man. He has all the patter. It's all very exciting and romantic. He's got these boats in, and let me take you out for the day on my boat, and I'll show you the island, and come to the restaurant and have a meal with me. He's a ladies' man, a real big ladies' man.
Used to go on boat trips and things like that.
So you had fun?
Yeah.
And what were some of your favourite places?
The mountains. I've been before, but never with the snow.
She was like a 16-year-old all over again. Here this woman of 42, which she was at the time, and suddenly she's 16 years old again. It was wonderful for her to see her like that, happy and looking forward to tomorrow. When she came over at the Christmas, couldn't wait to get back. It was Pavlos this, Pavlos that, Paul this, because the name in English is Paul. Constantly talked about him and his children, and she told me, I feel really sorry for him. She said, his wife's dying with cancer and he's got 4 kids, and that she was over in London in the Royal Free. And I said to Jan, I didn't think that was right, that he should really be over here with his wife. And Jan sort of shrugged her shoulders and said, I agree. But him and his wife don't get on. They haven't really had a marriage for some years.
I think she was very happy with the guy she was with, this Paul. He was very hospitable, he used to make us welcome at his house and that. Christmas of last, we went to a Greek do, with a grub and that, Greek dancing. I got plied with brandy, that was okay. January got up and danced, My knees are too creaky for Greek dancing. I've got too much arthritis in them, but I had to go. Everybody seemed to know one another. And we had a good evening.
We had Christmas Day with them because that's what Jan wanted. I wasn't impressed with him, actually, to be perfectly honest, but I put it down to the fact that I wouldn't be impressed with anybody in Cyprus because I wanted Jan here and not out there, which was why I didn't quite enjoy myself.
Did you feel it was pretty serious?
Oh, yes. I mean, it wasn't a quick relationship.
Jan has now had to return to hospital for further treatment, but her parents still care for her around the clock.
It's my morning ritual. So dry.
What's she putting on there?
It's just a Vaseline lip thing. Her lips get so dry.
Victor brings her in a cooked meal every day.
Normally I have time to sit and read my paper and have my breakfast, but this morning I had to go into Orders, you know, get some things and into the baker's and do the washing. And now I'm doing the dinner. It's housebound us for a start, because until she's well enough to go anywhere, we won't be able to. But we would never tell her that. I mean, we wouldn't say that to her, because I'd sooner be housebound and be with her than gallivanting off anywhere, you know. That's her favourite sweet. It's raspberry, what do they call it? Raspberry Royale. She loves them.
Looks delicious.
It is. She likes the hospital jam tart, but then when she has a jam tart, I have to take this custard up. Meals on Wheels. She stays to about 8:30, 9. And then I'll stay until she's asleep, which sometimes takes a couple of hours. Sometimes 4 hours, sometimes 3. Depends on how she is, you know. But I don't leave her until she's asleep, and then when she's asleep I come home. And that's more or less par for the course for the day.
Do you ever want something that you know you shouldn't have had?
I remember, you know, Jan, she'd come some evenings for the karaoke evenings, as did Pavlos come a couple of times too. Jan didn't like it so much, but I used to force her to sing. Just to make her sing with me every time.
Where's the book gone? Yeah, the book on it.
Sharon's gonna sing.
No, she's not.
Yeah, she
No, she's not. No.
Come on, just we'll pick a song for you and you get up and sing it.
You're joking.
Go on. Something like To Do Wrong Wrong.
That's so many words. I never remember that.
What to do wrong?
To do wrong, wrong, to do wrong, wrong, wrong. That's so many words, I can't remember.
I think Jan had fallen for him, hook, line and sinker, absolutely. And she did say to me that her relationship with him had become physical, and she did say that they'd actually talked about perhaps getting married at some point, you know. When I went over in the April, at the Easter time it was, she said that Sadie, her friend, was working in a bar, and Sadie's boss had seen Jan pull into a garage with Pavlos Georgiou to get petrol. And he apparently pulled Sadie to one side and said, "Your friend Jan, who comes in here to see you, that man, is she seeing him?" So Sadie said, "Well, yeah, she's seeing him." "What, regularly?" "I believe so." So he said, "Well, is she aware that in 1992 it was all in the press in Cyprus that his wife Martha was dying with AIDS and that the said child of the marriage had been born HIV?" Well, Sadie just, well, it blew her brain away.
I thought about it for the afternoon, and then I called her and asked her to meet me. probably the worst thing I've ever had to do in my life. Leave it, Zach. It took many hours to calm her down, and, you know, we cried together, you know, but it was total shock, but she didn't want to believe that. And I was hoping I was wrong.
Jan obviously confronted Pavlos Georgiou, and he denied it, and denied it, and denied it, again and again and again. No, 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 my wife is dying with cancer. The press got it all wrong. They had no right to print that story because it was wrong, and convinced Jan completely.
In fact, he was so convincing, he got out papers from an insurance policy and said, you know, would I have this insurance policy if I was HIV? So she came back to me the next day and told me I was wrong.
You're gonna go.
Yes, to sit you up.
Yes, they're putting them up. It's enough for 2 weeks, so...
Right, yes, well, we've got a clinic appointment, so... Lovely, thanks, sister.
Perfect.
During the last week, Jan's condition has improved considerably.
I can't get over this. I really can't get over it. Because of how she was last week. She was so delirious. She said I had this terrific argument with God. And what was that then? But I won in the end. She said he had to give in. He wouldn't let her go to sleep.
So what's brought about the improvement?
I don't really know. I think maybe a lot of it is mind.
I mean, there's got to be a law passed to stop this. People like this doing these things.
Anyway.
Do you feel very strongly about that?
I do, very much so.
Sharon has come to London to ask her MP, Sir Teddy Taylor, to put pressure on the Cypriot authorities to prosecute Pavlos Georgiou. As Jan was living in Cyprus at the time, the case can only be brought there.
How do you feel about your trip to Teddy Taylor tomorrow? Are you nervous?
I am actually. I'm nervous, but then I'm thinking, well, it's not something I'm doing for myself, it's something I've got to do for Jan. I think the responsibility lied with this man. He's lied, he's deceived her, he's cheated on her. And yet, if he'd have been honest with her and truthful with her, it need never have happened. And that is why Jan is saying, I don't want this to happen to anybody else. It has to stop. It's a normal courtship built on trust. I mean, he had ample opportunity to tell her that he was HIV, and at the end of the day, he still had ample opportunity to protect her at that point, when in my book, he actually passed her on that HIV. So, you know...
You wonder why it did it, but the point is, it seems, on the face of it, although you can't prejudge a case, that he broke the law of Cyprus.
Yeah.
The law is absolutely clear. It is there.
Absolutely, no question, no doubt of that.
Unlike Britain, in the Cypriot Penal Code, to transmit a deadly disease knowingly is an offence punishable by up to 2 years in prison.
She told me that.
And so I'll have to try and find out from the High Commission. We've heard
Again,
nothing from them at all, just
nothing.
no replies.
But I would like to draw your attention to something that came through on the press, which concerns me, because there was a denial at one point that this...
Have there been others he's been involved with, you know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Quite a lot of them.
Oh, yeah. Although there is no specific legislation, covering AIDS infection, there is a general law which states that a person... But apparently I'm told that this law they're sitting on the fence over. They've not actually made... It's not gone into the statute.
The trouble is they say the other alternative is to take a civil action.
Yes, Sharon.
Hello, Auntie Sheila. How's Jane?
She's sleeping at the moment. She's not too bad.
Oh, all right.
I thought you were in London today.
I am in London. I'm ringing you to let you know how I got on.
Oh, yeah?
Met with Sir Teddy Taylor.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was very positive, Auntie Sheila, and he's also going to be back in touch with the High Commission in Cyprus.
Everything that Jan had been told about Pavlos's wife, Martha, proved to be true. That after the birth of their youngest child in 1992, she had been diagnosed HIV positive.
Soon afterwards, Pavlos had a test and he was positive. And unfortunately, the young child, which is the youngest of 4 children they have, is positive. And that's the great tragedy of this particular case. I think he was aware of that. But he had this almost self-denial attitude. He was so well. And he said, well, what's it all about? You know, I'm so well, I'm not going to worry about this until I'm ill. That's my impression of the way he's coping with HIV, by ignoring the fact that, that he is actually positive.
Does he know how he contracted HIV?
Well, he's quite sure he contracted it from extramarital affairs that he had, and Pavlos was quite open about the fact that he had hundreds of affairs.
36-year-old Pavlos lived next door to his identical twin brother, restaurateur Petros Georgiou.
He doesn't know how it happened to him?
No. He's never going to find out. Nobody knows from where this bloody thing comes. When you go with separate partners, it's not easy. So it's difficult for me, very difficult, even to understand happened to my brother. And I don't want to blame him, you know, because it happened.
Pavlos's wife, having developed AIDS, finally died in 1994. The impact on the whole family was profound.
Believe me, this situation break many hearts. Nobody, even after 4.5 years, we know about this. We don't believe, still we don't believe. Yes, because when we lose Martha, it was very hard, also for my family.
A month after Martha died, Jan decided to allay her own doubts once and for all. She had a test. She was HIV positive.
It must have been a terrible shock.
Yeah. And you know, I still try to deny it.
How did you feel about him then?
Well, I was in love with him, wasn't I?
Why didn't you just leave Pavlos and come home to England when you found out?
I should have done, but you do silly things.
When you are diagnosed with HIV, then obviously you feel that nobody else will ever want to live with you. And if you have a partner who's already positive, then maybe sticking together is the best thing.
People have been very nasty in their ignorance. People would ask me to take her from the bar, to take her from the restaurant. They would, you know, blatantly ignore us. They don't want to be in the same room with Jan. People have suddenly stopped talking or calling. But then you learn to live with that. I think there was more pain watching them shun Jan.
Some people might feel so betrayed that they'd find it impossible to be with someone who had betrayed them so very badly.
But she loved him. What can you say? love's blind. I mean, she just simply and utterly loved him. Completely taken in by him.
Would you have done the same?
I don't know. I like to think that I'd have a bit more sense and I might have reported him right from the onset. But I wasn't put in that position. And there, but for the grace of God, go I. What can I say? It's never happened to me. Who knows how we would react?
Encouraged by her meeting with Sir Teddy Taylor, Sharon is now pursuing the case further in Cyprus.
I do want to go and speak to the police, just to ask them, you have this law, why haven't you prosecuted him? It's a simple enough question, and I just want an answer. It's when you don't know, and you're thinking, well, why hasn't this happened? Why hasn't that happened? I know at the end of the day, probably nothing will happen, but I just want to go home with an answer so that the family can get on with the rest of their lives and say, well, we've tried every avenue. What more can we do?
In January 1996, Jan discovered that she was pregnant. She decided to have a termination.
How did you feel when you found out you were pregnant?
Quite pleased at first, but I knew I wouldn't be able to keep the baby.
When Jan got pregnant and came to us, she was a different person. She, I think, she felt a great loss at having to abort this pregnancy. We didn't actually ask her to do that. I mean, our role in this was to basically say what could happen to her, what the risks are to the baby.
Did you want to keep it?
Yeah.
Why didn't you?
Because I didn't want to bring another sick child into the world.
Following the termination, Jan began to develop AIDS, and Pavlos began to spend less and less time at home. She suspected he was seeing other women. In August of last year, she finally decided to return home.
Did you suspect anything might be wrong?
Not at all. Nothing at all, no. No. Not until actually she returned home at the end of July, August.
Hello. Hello. How are you? Oh, ready to go home, I know.
Oh, yes. Is your cold better now?
A bit better, yes. I mean, it's gone away for about a week now, so
Oh, good.
I'd avoided coming into you for a while just because of that. We've had enough of us, I think, now.
Yes.
Okay, they'll be in close liaison
Would
with
you like
us.
to do the honours?
What's that?
And cut
Sure.
that chain off. She's
The
been...
ceremonial armband.
That's right. She's absolutely been... Terrific.
You're
There
free.
you are, you're free,
You've been
Jane.
released.
There.
All right? Okay. Okay, well, take care in the future. As I say, Dr. Shen will be in contact with us in the interim if there's any other.
Give my all for her. If I could swap with her, I mean, I've had a good life. If she could take my place, you know, and I could take hers, I would, willingly. I mean, I went through the war. was in Burma, I was torpedoed and sunk, and that I come to all that. I'm sorry, you know, it's all happened. You can't go back on life. But, I mean, she's a woman, but she's still my baby.
Good morning, Inspector Solomon, please. Good morning, it's Sadie Sinclair. How are you? Good. I believe that papers regarding Pavlos Georgiou have been sent to your department to go to the Attorney General.
This is no way a witch hunt. People with HIV that know they've got it, I'm sure, are very, very responsible.
Now, who should I speak to?
But at the end of the day, they're victims the same as Jan.
Yes, she's arrived today.
But the twist in the tale for Jan is that the man that's infected her has done it knowingly, and there's the difference.
In Nicosia, the headquarters in Nicosia. Can you give me the telephone number, please?
Would you like to see Pavlos serving a prison sentence?
Oh, yes, most definitely.
But in your heart, have you forgiven him?
In a way, yeah. In a way. But he should have given me a choice. And he didn't. He took that away from me.
Under the Cyprus Criminal Code, it is a crime to knowingly infect another person with a disease dangerous to life. And my family would like to ask, if this is Cyprus law, then why haven't you prosecuted him?
The doctors cannot say who communicated the disease, whether it was the female or the male. So I didn't proceed to investigate furthermore. I prepared a statement, a report, which has been sent to the Attorney General office, from whom are waiting instructions how to proceed.
Do you have any doubt in your mind that Pavlos did infect Jan?
I don't think there is much doubt who was infected first in that case. I think Pavlos was the first, and Jan, as his partner a few years ago, got infected.
What is the difficulty in the evidence, for you? What is the difficulty?
No such a case has been taken to court before.
Has Pavlos infected other women other than Martha and Jan?
Well, there is another woman that he had an affair with who also died of AIDS. Obviously, we don't know who infected whom, but it's highly likely that it would have been Pavlos infected first and infected her. Again, it's very difficult to prove that.
He, in my opinion, had ample opportunity to actually discuss with her his illness.
There's a great deal of people out there, I would think quite a few million, who are infected by knowing partners. It comes down to the fact that we ought to be protecting ourselves from people like that, who are not going to be behaving responsibly because they want to have sex and because they're afraid of losing a relationship.
And give her the opportunity to say, yes, I want to continue a relationship with you, but we must be extremely careful. Or to say, no, I'm sorry, I don't want a relationship with you.
It is very difficult to take to court a bedroom scene in which you prove that your partner didn't tell you or that didn't offer to use condoms and you declined. It's very, very difficult to prove. I would think it's near impossible.
So I need to actually establish, before I go home, if you have this law, then would you be prosecuting him under the law?
Now, if you had a system which would enable the government to imprison anyone who was positive to avoid the spread of AIDS. That's extremely dangerous stuff. I think it really borders on violation of human rights. And the risks of doing that would be to alienate the entire HIV community and stop people from coming forward to be tested. And therefore everybody remaining as potential infectious patients in the community without themselves knowing whether they were positive.
It is unprecedented. There's no other case like it. I don't suppose there is anywhere in the world. There's nothing like it back home. So they don't really know. They're like chickens without heads. They're running round. They don't know what to do with it. It's
but
like
there is an actual inquiry going on.
There is an inquiry in the respect of the papers have gone to the Attorney General, and I've got the phone numbers for tomorrow, the name of the lawyer that's looking at this case, and we are going to phone her tomorrow at 9 o'clock, yeah? And if we can, before I go back on Thursday, see if we can get an appointment to go and see her. If not her, the Attorney General himself.
All right, Jen? You worked out, are you? Hello, sweetheart. All right. There? Good girl. Been up today, she's been
You're in today?
Up there, yes.
You can't contemplate it, you just cannot. It's something that you don't sleep at night. I mean, we don't sleep. And how is Sheila? Sheila's not sleeping at all.
But she's had breakfast and she's had some lunch.
And she's not been sick anymore.
For something that's come out, crashing out the blue at them like this, I think they're wonderful. Because if it come crashing out the blue at me, I'd have run 50 miles, I tell you. Although Pat won't agree with me. She says, no, you stand and face up to it. But I don't think I could be as strong as them. I think they're wonderful.
She must really be sick of the sight of us three old crows anyway.
I reckon. And I'm right, Jen? No.
Too polite to say, aren't you? We've woke you up there, haven't we? Right.
I just can't believe that this man can devastate two families in the way that he has. You know, that family are absolutely heartbroken in the same way as my family are.
Martha, for us it was a very special person. But also, really, really, I feel sorry about Janet. Please, if she can see that, I want to say that. But sometimes when I am alone and I think about it, I can call this story tragedy. I can't find another word. It's very difficult.
Could I speak to Stella Christodoulidou, please?
She's not in this time.
Okay. May I speak with the Attorney General, please?
Who?
The Attorney General? Yes. This name is apparently the lawyer who has been passed the papers, or passed the buck, if you like. And this lady, apparently, is going to be looking at a possible prosecution, which, quite frankly, I don't think is going to happen. But I expect nothing, and we'll get nothing, so I won't be disappointed. Because they just don't know what to do with this case at all. They really don't. They were like chickens without heads yesterday. Okay. Now, I'm over here from England, and I go home today, and I need to speak to the Attorney General regarding this matter.
Just a moment, please.
Thank you. I mean, honestly, they couldn't direct traffic. They really couldn't. They're just passing me around. I feel like I'm in ever-decreasing circles of going round and round and round.
No, it's at the court now.
Okay. Now, the thing is, I go home today. I fly back at 3 o'clock this afternoon. I need to speak with the Attorney General before I leave. You understand?
Stella to give you a read.
I've just spoken to the attorney or the lawyer that's received the papers up at the Attorney General's office. She's reasonably confident that with all of the evidence, circumstantial, plus all the things that have happened over here, she seemed to think that, you know, there was a very good possibility that he may be prosecuted under that law. So it's a start, it's something.
The Cypriot government is still deliberating whether to take action against Pavlos Georgiou. The case has highlighted the difficulty in balancing justice for the individual against the dangers of criminalising people with AIDS.
Set sail from San Juan at 10 p.m. that one. And then you arrive the next day in Barbados, Bridgetown.
Jan's condition has improved remarkably, and her parents are planning to take her on a cruise.
Well, we just have to check availability. And
I'm so much better than I was now, and you just know it in yourself that you can cope with things. I don't feel like an invalid now, you know.
I was 16 nights, yes. And then you arrive the next...
I try not to look back, just to the future.
This one goes to Ocarios, Jamaica, Aruba, Dutch Antilles, Grenada, Tobago, Barbados.
I've always wanted to do this cruise. I mean, Mum and Dad are doing this for me, really.
And back to San Juan.
Having spent so many months in the hospital, you know, it was like an incentive. Like if you give up smoking, if you've got a goal to aim for, it gives you that will to sort of stick with it, doesn't it? So I'm desperately trying to eat as much as I can to put more weight on, and chocolate and all the cashew nuts. And actually, it's quite nice because where most people probably this time of year on a diet, you know, I'm doing the opposite. People do care, and I've got a right to carry on because I had really given up, really. Every day I feel better and better now, and it's like a wonder drug, you know, all the tablets I take, but it's a weird feeling. It's like coming back from the dead, really. So...
She's funny.
Let me wrap you in my warm and tender love, yeah. Let me wrap you in my warm and tender love. Oh,
Thank you.